Lives, Sarah, go ahead.
Well, so excited to welcome everybody to this People's Music Network swap. It's a wonderful time of day and it's a great day to be doing this. I want to start off greeting people who might be here for the first time. Is there anyone who hasn't been to one of the swaps before? Okay, looks like everyone is familiar with what's about to happen, but it would be fun to just go around, everybody say the location of where they are. And let's use a tag team method. So I'll um, I'll be seeing someone, and Patricia, let me pass to you if you'd introduce yourself and then pass to the next person. Welcome. So I see a frozen screen, and it looks like best for me to jump to somebody else. So let's go to Barry. Would you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm in beautiful Brooklyn, New York this afternoon, and it is a lovely time to do this. Thank you.
And you've sung at many of these, if I remember
I
right.
was big at the beginning when it was very much of a crapshoot, and then I didn't do it for a while. I've just been, I don't know, getting
Well,
away
well, well,
from Zoom,
yeah.
but now I'm back.
Okay, well, great. Why don't we go to uh, Hallie, ha- please
Yeah, hi.
unmute and introduce yourself.
I'm here in Berkeley, California, and really
Mm,
glad to be joining. I've been doing a lot of these lately, and I'm really having a good time with everybody and hearing all the wonderful songs that are coming out of these sessions.
that's great. Uh, let's, how about we'll jump across back to the coast with Jenny and David, two of a kind.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yes,
I'm Jenny.
I'm David, two of a kind, and we're in the Philly area, just outside of Philadelphia. And I'm going to pass it on to Tony Harper.
Good to see everyone. I'm from Manchester in the UK. It's cold and dark here, but this is the second time I've been on one of these. It was great. It's really a fantastic initiative. So yeah, be a good night or day for you. Oh, I've got to pass it on to someone, right? Being as I've met him before, Tony Turner, or just met him earlier on. Tony Turner from Canada.
Okay, the two Tonys. Thanks, Tony. I'm Tony Turner, and I'm way up in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. And I'm so glad to see everyone again. I participated early on, like in April and May, in a couple of events. I really enjoy this network of songwriters, and it's wonderful. So I'll pass it on to John Wolverton.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony. My name's John Warburton, and I'm from North Wales in the UK. I live in a little village up in the hills, which is really nice. And this is the second time I've been here. I think it was back in June or August that I was here last. So it was great fun. That's why I'm back again. Thank you.
That's great.
I'll pass over to Guy Larry Osborne, please.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm a blue dot on a big red wave down here in the Tennessee Valley, about 30 miles from Highlander Center. And this is my very first one of these shindigs. I was involved in People's Music Network, I guess 10 years ago for several years, but have been absent. So I'm really glad to be back and a little more active and interested in learning a lot and hearing your music today.
Oh, thank you, Guy. Welcome.
Oh, and Steve, have you introduced yourself? You're muted.
Okay, unmuted. I'm Steve Siegelbaum from the Bronx,
And it's so great to hear that we've jumped across the Atlantic a couple of times already. That's wonderful. Um, so I haven't been on here. I've done it quite a bit, but not since, I don't know, August. So it's good to be
Yeah.
back. It's always fun. Um, and I'll pass it to the other part of the world, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, to David Tarlo.
Oh, David, we got you muted, but or we're not hearing you. But you know what? If it's all right, I think I'd like to cut in here because it is showtime. It's 4 o'clock here in the Eastern Time Zone, friends, and I want to thank Sarah for getting us started with the introductions. This is the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle, and this is our online song and poetry swap. And we've got some amazing artists gathered here today. Really happy to have you all here. And I just want to quickly share my screen and let you know about an upcoming event here, which is, you can find all about our upcoming events from peoplesmusic.org. It was just added today. So events, online events, and then what does it say? It says our event here on 11/13, and then there's another event here that just got added. Looks a little bit similar, but there's different dates. We do this every week, friends. So November 19th, this one will be in the evening here in the Eastern United States. But we'll do some more ones a little earlier in the night so that we can include some of our comrades from the UK. So we really appreciate all of our friends internationally who are joining us. Yeah, we've been doing this on a regular basis since the pandemic started. And, you know, I think that what I've heard from a lot of people is that, you know, having this space to really share and listen to each other about using this craft of music as a tool for peace and justice, as a way of making meaning in this very crazy world is an important thing. So I just want to encourage folks to get involved, to stay involved. The People's Music Network is made up of the members of the organization, and we're really happy to also include the kind of direction that our members bring to these events, both in setting topics. Some people are on right now. I think Charlene might be saying something later about the event that she co-organized with a number of other people on voting that took place last month. And there's an opportunity here for the members to be involved in actually crafting this platform. Today is the first time that we're actually broadcasting on both Facebook Live as well as YouTube. We used to just do only Facebook Live, and there's a few advantages to having the two options there. So I've posted into the Zoom chat the link to the live stream of the YouTube live stream that you can share around, if you have people you want to share that information with on social media, email, etc. And the other thing about lyrics is that I received an awful lot of lyrics from the people who are registered for today, and I got them ready to share if you want me to. You know, that's a choice some people make. They'd like to have their lyrics up on the big screen. It makes your screen, the image of you, a little smaller, but the lyrics of your song get kind of big, which is can be nice to do that. So that's an option, but you have to request it. So just, message me through the Zoom chat or say at the beginning, hey, Ben, if you wouldn't mind, just please post my lyrics. I'll be happy to do that. The other thing about this is we're offering some verbal encouragement to one another, because this space here that we're creating is about listening to each other. And praise is good, praise is nice, but I think listening is actually showing the person that you heard what they sang. And so we're encouraging, when you perform, the first person won't be able to do this, but when you perform, take a moment before you introduce your song to extend a word of love and encouragement to the performer immediately before you. And just kind of say something that you noticed about their song, something that affected you, something positive. We'll do, song critique in a different workshop, but but something that you took away from the song. And then, of course, we got the chat box to do that throughout the entire event. Since we can't do as much of the, applause really in the same way. Although I will sometimes go to visual applause. That's when I do this, and then we're all on gallery view, and then we can all, clap for the person who just performed. And then a reminder is each person gets 5 minutes for their performance, and that's pretty much how we're going to run it. And I'll keep it moving along as we go. So with that, I would like to introduce our very first act for the evening. It is Michael and Nell. Michael and Nell, you guys ready? How you doing? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hey, welcome. Just go ahead and hit that unmute. And tell us where you're coming from. Michael and Nell.
Unmute us?
Okay. There you go.
Yes. Hey, well, can you hear us now?
We hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're coming to you from Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. And Michael's trying to get some big thing that's up on the screen. There, that's better. So the song we're going to sing for you today comes off our new album, Welcome Home, that was released in the middle of a pandemic. Not exactly the perfect time to release an album. And this song we wrote was about an issue that's still with us today. It's about the DACA people, deferred access for childhood arrivals, or people who are called the dreamers, young people who were brought to this country when they were very young, and all they really want is a path to citizenship in the United States. I just heard an interview this morning on a radio with a 29-year-old woman who can't vote herself, but she's an activist, and she got a lot of people registered in Arizona and helped to turn the election, even though she herself cannot vote. So that's what this song is about, and it's called No Man's Land.
To find a better life, we crossed the Rio Grande, floating through the shadows to no man's land. Veracruz is the place where I was born. My family worked in the hot sun growing corn. When American crops flooded Mexico, we could not survive, so we had to go. Driven from our home, we crossed the Rio Grande. Now we're living in the shadows in no man's land. My father brought me here when I was 4. I've picked your fruit, swept up your floor. I stared at pictures in magazines. The promise of America filled my dreams. I want to plant my flag, but I don't know where I stand. Dreaming in the shadows in no man's land. So I live in fear of a knock on my door. Man says I can't live here anymore, taking me from the only life I've known to another country that's never been my home. To find a better life, just a child. I never had a voice. I am just one story. There are many more like me, looking for the light, longing to be free, to find a better life. We crossed the Rio Grande. Now we're living in the shadows in no man's land. I want to plant my flag, but I don't know where I stand. Dreaming in the shadows in no man's land. Dreaming in the shadows in no man's land.
Bravo, Michael and Nell. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that song. I wanna bring on our next performer, Sarah Pirtle. If she's ready, you could start the video, and we can start this little circle of appreciation where we hear and speak to the performer who just performed. Sarah.
I'm glad to talk about Michael and Nell's song. It's just so important because you brought us joining them. I just felt you brought us all into solidarity with the details, and the melody was so compelling. Thank you. This feels like one of the PMN workshops where we all get to know each other. I've been part of PMN since 1982. My song is called Mashalisk, and recently we had a really important 400-year anniversary looking at colonization of our region. Just across the street where I live is the Pecumtuck River. That's the colonizer name is the Deerfield. So I want to bring you someone who lived in the mid-1600s, Mashalisk. She was a Sunsqua, which means a woman leader, and she probably led 1,000 people and has been lost in history till recently. So I thank two Abenaki professors, Professor Lisa Brooks and also Marge Bruchak, who've helped to bring Mashalisk forward. We sit in the place where you once were. You walked this mountain, that's for sure. You looked from this ledge, you followed the hawks. You leaned on these beaver tail mountain rocks. And the wind says your legacy must never cease. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. As colonist thievery exploded and climbed, you were one of the Sunsquas in that turning time. You lit the signal at the mountain top. The ancient fire cannot stop. And the wind says your legacy must never cease. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. John Pynchon claimed a deed must be done. If you did not sign it, he'd enslave your son. But no deed, no massacre has the final word. Your full power still is heard, and the wind says your legacy must never cease. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. Those of us descendants of colonizers Can we learn to be uprisers and take off the blankets of treachery and carry the real history? May we learn and draw near you. Is there a way to see and hear you? Become son squat, diplomat shown. May your life always be known. This great beaver mountain greeted you in song. You hold a thread. May we pass it on. And the wind says your legacy must never cease. Will you sing with me so we say your name together? We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. We call to the wind your name, Mashalisk. Ooh, 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 Mashalisk.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Sarah Pirtle, everybody. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you.
Oh, nice, Sarah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Our next performer, Barry Orrick. Barry, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay.
And
Sarah,
say a word
wow.
to
What a beautiful song, and your voice is so great. God, I'm so impressed with so many things about that song. How to tell a history that's full of details. Oh, so many rich, I can't even pick them out. Blankets of treachery. God, there's so many layers in that one, just because of the blankets that caused the smallpox. And,
Yep.
you know, I mean, it's just like, and we're covering ourselves. So you changed it to, you know, our point of view as the invaders. And so to, both honor the time and the person and tell the history and then give the personal side of it is a great piece of songwriting. Thank you. So I'm excited to play a brand new song. Finished it like maybe it's not finished, but it's close. And I guess it's really reflecting my missing putting songs out in the world and feeling like there's nothing to do here in our houses except try through our own means to make a difference. And I'm going out and helping others in some ways, but this feels like kind of all I can do. So this is, I'm looking for a title. If anyone comes up with a title, right now it's each song I play is a seed, but I don't know if that's the real title. So here we go. Each song I play is a seed cast on a summer wind that settles and nestles and burrows in till it's time to bloom again. Each song I play is a sound of souls that warp and bend, and all of the people who love and care we meet along the way. For the happiest, the saddest, the highest, the lowest, the moments we'll never forget. We'll sing for our supper and sing for our lives, trying to survive where fear and suspicion do reign. I can stand there and sing you a sweet old refrain. Sneak past defenses, start healing the pain on the wings of a simple song. Faint footprints on sandy ground. I can't change the world, but I can't just back down. Gotta trust in the music to touch the beyond and tell our history. For the happiest, the saddest, the newest, the oldest, the moments we'll never forget. We'll sing for our supper and sing for our lives, trying to survive. One voice alone is power. Two voices together give hope. When all of us blend our voices and twine like strands in a rope, gotta fix this old world that is broke. If you say you can't sing, that's just fine. You can whisper or wail it or speak it in time. Let the rhythms and feelings and spirit combine and give the world your song. For the happiest, the saddest, the tattered, the trivial, the moments we just might forget. We'll sing for our supper and sing for our lives, just trying to survive. One voice alone is power. Two voices together give hope. When all of us blend our voices and twine like the strands of a rope, gotta fix this old world that is broke.
Barry Orick, everyone. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow. So glad you're writing songs again.
Yeah.
And sharing them with us. I want to bring our next performer, Hallie Hammer, up to the stage. Hallie.
Well, thanks so much, Barry. That song was really moving and really expressed what we're all doing here, why we are writing these songs. And that line about singing together like strands of a rope, I can't wait till we're doing that again. So thank you so much, and your presentation was wonderful. Thank you. So this is a song that I actually wrote in January 4 years ago, and it was right after the Women's March, right after 45 was getting into office. And it's nice to sing this song now because I can not just look at it as, well, we're in the dark, because we're coming out of the dark. So that's what my hope is right now. And this is called We Will Rise Together. It's also, I just released a new CD as well. This is the cover, and it's called Days of My Life, and We Will Rise Together is the last song on the CD. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Millions rose upon their feet as they marched into the street to stir their souls and make their voices heard. in our cities, large and small. Young and old answer the call to show the world the best side of America. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one, and we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one, and we will rise, rise, rise. We must not yield to fear. We must keep our message clear. We must rise above the darkness to where our love lights beam. We must protect the rights of all within our sight. Remember, most of us are here because an immigrant had a dream. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one, and we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one, and we will rise, rise, rise. Now all across the country, folks are talking to each other as we share the need for caring so that we can carry on. We never will give in, so collectively we'll win. For the darkest night becomes the new light of a breaking dawn. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one, and we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one, and we will rise, rise, rise.
Bravo! Hallie Hammer, everybody. Thank you so much, Hallie. I want to welcome to the stage our next act. It's David and Jenny Heitler-Clevens. It's two of a kind. Welcome.
Thank you. And
Thank
Hallie,
you.
that was a fantastic song. We were singing along here.
Yeah, very rousing anthem. Great.
Excellent. I'm so glad that you did that song because it's just, the kind of song that we need, the kind of song we can really sing together in large groups once we can actually do that again. Beautiful. And I love the way you sang it too.
And it's especially nice to hear it on the day that they called Georgia.
Yep.
For Biden. Yay.
I don't know if you heard that, but yes, they did just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a song that is written by a college friend of ours. Amanda Eudice Kessler wrote this song. It's called We Give Thanks in Hard Times. Kind of nice for Thanksgiving, and but also feels very timely to us. And so
we're taking back the color orange with our background here.
All right, here we go. In these days full of fear, when the future's so unclear, when our best, even our best, may not suffice, we take a breath and start again We reach for hope, we face the pain, and we give thanks. We offer thanks in these hard times. We give thanks in hard times for the hope that we find in the faces of the ones who struggle on. Every time they take a stand, they bring healing to the land, and we give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. In these days full of rage, full of violence uncontained, when we feel that there's no way to ease our minds, we take a breath and start anew. We reach for peace in all we do, and we give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. We give thanks in hard times for the peace that we find in the silence that we hold within our hearts. Every time we seek that guide, there is healing deep inside, and we give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. In these days full of hate, when the cruelty seems too great, when we fear all we can do is be resigned, we take a breath and start once more. We live so love will be restored, and we give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. We give thanks in hard times for the love that we find in the daily acts of kindness all around. Every time our caring shows, we bring healing as we go, and we give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. We give thanks, we offer thanks in these hard times. Thank you. We give
Bravo!
thanks.
Thank you, Jenny and David. Yay, let's give them a round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I want to take this moment to actually welcome a new member of People's Music Network. He's the next one on our list. His name is Mark Bishop Evans. I think it's you, isn't that right? Go ahead and unmute yourself, Mark, and extend a word to Jenny and David.
Yeah, I really loved your harmonies and the sound that you guys do, and the song was very uplifting. It had, for me, it had kind of a spiritual element to it. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where we don't often give thanks enough for what we have. We always want something that we don't have, and this song is a really big reminder to be thankful for what we have right now. It's, you know. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, the person who wrote it is a Unitarian minister, so that makes sense.
Well. Yeah, she's much more spiritual than we are, actually, but we still like her songs.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And just Mark, since I think this is your first time at People's Music Network, say a little extra about yourself, a little more than we hear from some of the other artists who we hear regularly. You're new to us. Where are you from?
I live in Massachusetts. I'm a California replant, if you want to say that. I've been here 30 years. I was in music ministry for many, many years, which I haven't done now for a bunch of years for a lot of different reasons. But I've been focusing more on songs that talk about our current situation.
Welcome to you. Thanks for coming.
This song that I'm going to play for you is called "Build Your Wall." It's one of those songs that even though we're having a change of leadership now, I think there's still a lot of people out there that are going to be in the previous mode, let's say, and they need to be reminded of a few things. And so this is a song that I wrote. It's called Build Your Wall. In a world that's filled with sorrow, tragedy and strife, many people come here to find a better life. Your fathers came before you and they settled all around. But now you want to build a wall to keep the people out. Well, who will work your factories? Who's gonna work your fields? Who'll be working all the jobs that don't have much appeal? And who will pick the berries and the other things you crave when you take away their children and put them in a cage? So go and build your wall of evil and build your wall of hate. Build any kind of wall you want if it makes you think you're great. This thing I will tell you, so just listen to the sound. Any kind of wall you build will come and tear it down. Now the rich men in their towers, like kings upon their thrones, perceive the world around them as something that they own. They try to wall the forest, and they try to wall the sea. They try to wall the people working in their factories. They own the politicians, the police they also own. They want to own the garden where the future will be sown. They say there is no money, the poor to house and feed. But what there's not enough of is a way to sate their greed. So go and build your wall of evil and build your wall of hate. Build any kind of wall you want if it makes you think you're great. This thing I will tell you, so just listen to the sound. Any kind of wall you build will come and tear it down. Now we're looking to a future where all the walls are gone, where everyone is welcome to sing their special song, where people come together from every clan and tribe to build a bridge of freedom and peacefully reside. So go and bring along your hammer and bring along your sledge. We're going after every wall with a chisel and a wedge. And when the walls are leveled and we've got something new, the next thing you should know is that we're coming after you. So go and build your wall of evil and build your wall of hate. Build any kind of wall you want if it makes you think you're great. This thing I will tell you, so just listen to the sound. Any kind of wall you build will come and tear it down. I said any kind of wall you build will come and tear it down.
Tear it down. Beautiful. Bravo. Thank you so much.
Hey, my friend, you were muted for a good part of your song.
Mark?
Yes.
Oh, no, he wasn't muted.
Was it?
No, I heard him,
still
but there might have been a issue on the other end. Are people having a little difficulty hearing?
I heard it fine, Ben, in Long Island.
We heard some good things. So, all right, well, that's great. Well, hey, but you know, it's a two-way thing, this internet thing. You got You got your upload and your download too.
What's coming in? Yeah.
So I'm going to mute a few people here, but we got next coming up is Charlene Leahy. So I'm going to add you, Charlene.
Hi.
Extend a word to our new member, Mark Bishop Evans.
Welcome, Mark. It's so wonderful to have you on board. And someday we'll all meet in 3D at one of the gatherings. I look forward to seeing you there. Keep visualizing that. And I just want to say your song was really inspiring. And I personally, as you might see from my song that's coming up, I like a song that offers a question. And I also like a song that dares us. And your lyrics were biting and daring. And your guitar was actually very powerful, melodic, and very stirring. And so really tremendous performance. Thank you so much.
Where are you singing from, Char?
I'm singing from Central New Jersey. I hope you won't hold that against me. That's a joke. Okay. I'd like to sing a song called Good People. The first verse talks about school shootings, goes to Afghanistan, the longest war in American history, goes to a verse about someone who's depressed, and ends with a verse about someone who's homeless. And somehow I hope to the thread links them all together, because they are in my view all very, very connected. Suburban high school, Rocky Mountain Way. A couple of angry boys killed 12 classmates. The neighbors say the parents are to blame. We thought they were good people. We thought they were good people. Drone over Afghanistan, a village laid waste. The pilot can't get hurt 10,000 miles away. Nintendo death, a modern military way, brought by the good people. Brought by the good people. I was feeling so distressed, I went to the hospital. Here now the doctor said, just take these pills. How else can you expect to get well, be like the good people? Be like the good people. On the street, an old woman stripped of pride. Half a block from the new boutiques, she standing on a church bread line. This ain't the 30s, it's the new millennium time. Where are the good people? Where are the good people? Where are the good people?
Charlene Leahy, bravo. Yay. All right, Charlene, thank you so much.
I dedicated that to our veterans.
Thank you, Char. I'm bringing up John Warburton from the UK. John, I think it's your second time at a PMN event. Welcome so much. Extend a word to Charlene and then let's hear about you. But first, unmute yourself. John Warburton.
That's a fine idea, to unmute myself. What can I say? Driving rhythm, meaningful lyrics, absolutely fantastic song. I was bouncing along to it over here in Wales, and thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks very much. Right, this is one of my own, written about 4 years ago, and I call it, it's a protest song for the over 60s, you know, so this one goes along a bit as well. So. Well, I just want to go where the river's in flow, and I just want to be near the sound of the sea. I want to dance and balloon by the light of the moon. I just want to be free like the stars on the sea. I've worked my fingers to the bone, thought my mind to a standstill, watched politicians come and go. It's just like watching an anthill, round and round in circles, getting nowhere fast. Building up their egos, they're making lots of cash. And I just want to go where the river's in flow, and I just want to be near the sound of the sea. I want to dance and balloon by the light of the moon. I just want to be free like the stars on the sea. And if you think I'm dropping out, you're not far from the truth. Things that seem to anger me are the same as in my youth. War, poverty and injustice, well, it all remains the same. Why is peace so hard to win? Is the world insane? And I just want to go where the river's in flow, and I just want to be near the sound of the sea. I want to dance and balloon by the light of the moon. I just want to be free like the stars or the sea. Throw your telly out the window and don't you read the press. Don't listen to the governments who have made this world a mess. Come and leave your living rooms, come and join with me. We'll dance beside the rivers and sing beside the sea. And I just want to go where the river's in flow, and I just want to be near the sound of the sea. I want to dance and balloon by the light of the moon. I just want to be free like the stars or the sea. And if you want to be free, come join in with me. Wait!
John Warburton. What? Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bravo. Bravo, John. Thank you. I want to bring up our next performer and invite him to extend a word to John. His name is Paul Clark from New York.
Hello,
Paul,
John. I'm well, thanks. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
John, you know, that reminded me a bit of the Kinks and Ray Davies and the British folk rock tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely hear you that nature has power to heal.
Yeah.
And it's no cliche to sing under the light of the moon and dance by the sea and the rivers flow. The energy from nature has power to calm us and to heal us. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
High energy British rocker.
Well, I'm a folk singer, really. That's just one that sort of comes out occasionally.
Yeah. No, I kind of felt that passion that I sometimes hear in Ray Davies. Well, thank you very much, Ben. I want to shout out you again for putting and organizing this and picking up the thread and keeping and nourishing and expanding and growing like a seed from nature. Can you hear my guitar okay?
Yeah.
Great. I had to relocate at the last minute because my internet was unstable. This song is called Entertainment Politics, and I wrote it in 2016 before Trump was president. He just won the Republican nomination. Frank Bruni wrote an editorial in the Times, and that time I thought it was kind of funny. I've since come to regret my laughter, but this song is kind of a comedic take on what was once Donald Trump's first run for the president. It's called Entertainment Politics. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bum. Well, I was walking home on my phone, looking for the truth zone. I hit a speed bumper at the gas pump. Donald Trump is jumping on a tree stumper with a hashtag and a tea bagger and a red and white and blue United States flag with #1 wag. I never lose brag. I'll abuse you and confuse you and fake news you. When entertainment and politics met at the crossroad with a color television set, we were mesmerized, hypnotized in a field of schemes, in a world of lies. It's been a long time coming, but we persevered. It's the show we've been waiting for 60 years. The king's gotta sing, the king's got to sting. Trump is the king of zing. Yeah, the king's got to trance us and chant and romance us, and Trump is a song and dance man. When entertainment and politics met at the crossroad with a color television set, we were mesmerized, hypnotized in a field of schemes, in a world of lies. Well, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Bye-bye, you got no control over me. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Bye-bye, you got no control over me. Nobody does. Bada bing, bada boom. The country folk are angry, people distrust. Entertainer leaders that'll leave us in the dust. We are paparazzi chasing Bieber's car to feed a nation hungry for superstars. So we round up the Mexicans and rough up the blacks. We ban all the Muslims, send them all back. We make the country great again, rich and strong, by getting rid of those that don't belong. Well, I don't want your money, and I don't need your money. Bye-bye, you got no control over me. I don't want your money, I don't need your money. Bye-bye, you got no control over me. 'Cause when entertainment and politics met at the crossroad with a color television set, we were mesmerized, hypnotized in a field of schemes, in a world of lies, a world of lies. Bada bing, bada boom, tell the truth.
Bravo, Paul Clark. Let's give a round of applause to Paul Clark.
Hey, thank you much there.
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to bring myself on stage just for a second. Thank you, Paul. Paul, I want to also point out, Paul actually was working at the school that hosted the People's Music Network Winter Convergence in January of this year. Remember in January of this year when there was no pandemic? I mean, it was in China, but it wasn't here.
Yeah.
We were all like oblivious here.
I know. Think of that gathering. It would have been a super spreader event.
Like 2 months later.
Yeah. It's beginning to feel that way.
So we thank you, Paul, for your hospitality and your colleagues at Central Park East, number 2 in East Harlem.
Hey, we all felt it was an honor, I'll have you know. We were honored to host the People's Music Network.
we're honored to have you now as a member, Paul. I want to also tell you one other piece of information, which is that right now we have quite a lot of people tuning in by YouTube. That seems to be a popular option. 31 there, 12 at Facebook, and we got like 24 here. So we're almost 70 people here for this little song swap. So really cool. And thank you so much, Paul. So I actually want to bring Patricia Shannon up to the mic here. And if I can just find you in gallery view, go ahead and unmute yourself. Patricia. There you are. So Patricia, tell us where you're coming from and also extend a word of appreciation to our friend Paul Clark. So we do not hear you at the moment, but you are not muted. Yeah, all right. So Patricia, give that another try. Is it a thing where you have to select your microphone, that up arrow right next to your mute button that selects your microphone? Well, I just want to say, as she's pulling that up, Paul, I really enjoyed that song. We did that at the sound check. I mean, it really had a rhythm to it, and the guitar work is so funny. It's just like, I'm all distracted by all the technological things that I'm doing, but so I don't get to like listen as fully as I'd like to. But the rhythm gets into you, and the lyrics were like driving and very funny. Give that another try, Patricia.
Yeah, I put it on my computer.
Oh, we hear you good now.
Microphone.
All right, Paul gets double comments. Yeah, a little rough on the internet connection, but
oh, okay.
But see what you can do
there.
there.
Yeah, it's a bad connection. It's been, Okay, are you able to bring up my lyrics?
I could do that, sure thing. Yeah, but first things first, say something to Paul.
Oh yeah, I was thinking while you're doing that, I could be saying that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's always room for a good thing to have humor, and especially it's deserved to be laughed at. And you had a lot of good points in your song.
Thank you.
Going to be it's still apropos. Continue to be apropos.
So Patricia, we're having some severe internet connection issues. Unfortunately, we don't have a very good internet system in the United States overall. But
well, maybe somebody else should go ahead, because this thing's been dropping on and off several times already on me. So I don't know. This is really
All right, let me message you a little bit. We'll bring up the next person. Remind me who that is, or that person can unmute themselves. Right after Patricia.
That would be me, Tony.
Tony Turner. Oh, saving us here from British Columbia.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I hope to get to hear you, Patricia. I was so intrigued with the title of the song, The Oneness of Being. And I think I'm just imagining that your song is going to bring us, it's about being together within ourselves, as well as ourselves within the world. So I look forward to hearing it when you get your connection figured out. So, okay, I'm glad to be here again. I was participated in a couple of events. I'm going to put myself in gallery view so I don't see myself. And a couple of events in April and May, and here I am again. And I was really intrigued with this topic, which was freedom and struggle. And I sort of wrote this song back in February. It was kind of pre-COVID and everything, but it was I wanted to capture just that tension that we're all feeling. And I think you, my friends in the United States, feel this even more than we do in Canada, but we feel what's going on. And just that feeling of tension, of dividedness, and the anxiety that comes with that, without mentioning any issue, because it's associated with so many complex issues that we're all struggling with. And I just wanted to capture that feeling of tension. And I took as my cue for the song a reference to The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy said with Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. which has taken to mean over the years that we're in a pretty uncomfortable place. And I'm not a blues singer normally, but this is kind of in a blues form, so thank you for listening. Driving through the heartland, land of milk and honey. Something's going on, you know, people acting real funny. My sisters to the left, my brothers to the right, they're drawing lines in the sand, fixing for a fight, taking their positions, they're ready to go to war. And I keep thinking, I'm not in Kansas anymore. I've been running on empty, feeling kinda scared. If there's an exit, please, won't someone show me where? The newsman says we're in another dust bowl, and the billboard up ahead tells me to save my soul. Got a twister on my tail, put the pedal to the floor. Now I know I'm not in Kansas anymore. Where is the truth? Where are the facts? When will the light shine through all of these cracks? When will we listen? When will we act? Where is respect? Can we get it back? Where are the brains? Where is the heart? Where is the courage to make a new start? All we love about our precious blue art is aching and shaking and breaking apart. Well, I thought the Emerald City was my ticket home, but this yellow brick road, it's just a heap of broken stone. I can't turn back, and the future's uncertain, and I sure don't believe no man who hides behind a curtain. And all these flying monkeys are rotten to the core. I hear them screaming, you're not in Kansas anymore. Not in Kansas. Sing with me, everybody. Not in Kansas. Not in Kansas. Yeah, I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Woo! Yeah! Yay! Round of applause for you, Tony Turner. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful song. Gosh, wow.
Thank you so much.
See if we can get Rick Ward up here. Rick, love to have you come on screen with us and talk to us a little bit. Go ahead and unmute yourself and extend a word to Tony. All right, there you go.
The unmute button was dodging me. It's like first it's here and then it's there. Oh, that was awesome. What a treat, man. I love that sound and the juxtaposition of those kind of lyrics with that kind of sound. I was over here like jamming along, you know. It was really fun. Thanks for that. That was very tastily done. I appreciate that. Let's see if y'all can hear me. I can't hear a thing.
Well, I haven't been talking, but do you hear me?
Yep.
Good.
I just don't hear me at all. Check 1139. 427. All right, hike. Got a brand new song. This is a tune that I wrote last week, and I had 2 verses, and I didn't know where to go with it. And then Biden gave that wonderful speech, and I said, "That's it. That's what's needed." It's like, let's put aside our differences. Let's work together. It's a time for healing. So that's what this song is about. And Ben, can you do me a favor and just put those lyrics up?
Sure
so
thing,
y'all
man.
can sing along if you want. We sow the seeds of anger. We sow the seeds of hate. We sow the seeds of forgiveness. I wish somebody said, if you ain't got your green card, there's nothing to fear. 'Cause everyone's an immigrant round here. Everyone's an immigrant, only passing through. Been a long time traveling, same as me and you. We speak a different language, play a different part. We all speak the language of the heart. It's a long and rocky road, come on in. It's a hard and heavy load, come on in. We stand and work together, everybody wins. It's what it means to be an American. And there's room here at the table, come on in. Calling all better angels to come and lend a hand. Help us make things right across the land. Some folks seeking power, but only love is real. 'Cause love's the final measure of a man. And there ain't no time to hate, it's time to heal. You made it to the gate, come on in. If you're early or you're late, come on in. Jesus is my brother with a different color skin. And everyone's an immigrant in heaven. And there's room here at the table, come on in. I want y'all to sing along with me now on this last verse. It's a long and rocky road. It's a long and rocky road, come on in. It's a hard and heavy load. It's a hard and heavy load, so come on in. If we stand and work together, stand and work together, everybody wins. That's what it means. What it means to be an American. And there's room here at the table, come on in.
Bravo, Rick Ward. Let's give a round of applause here to Rick Ward. Thank you so much. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I want to see if we have our next artist here, Lydia Adams Davis. Lydia, hey. All right, well, I still hear you, Rick. Lydia, go ahead and say a word to Rick. Hopefully he can hear you.
Rick, are you still up in the Lennox Stockbridge area?
Anything.
I don't think he can hear us right now.
Oh,
But you can still say a word to him. He can catch it on the recording.
I wish me could write songs same as you. All right.
Welcome, Lydia Adams Davis. Tell us where you're coming from.
I'm coming from Beacon, New York. We have a job here to try to keep the town crier alive, and that's what I'm doing. Sunday, I'm going to brave an inside gig there, and socially distance from a million people who will not be there. It's only about 10 people who are allowed in. I love Beacon. And I also love Stockbridge, and where I mentioned Lennox and Stockbridge because that's where I started playing guitar for real, learning all the finger picking. And one of the first songs I learned was called Spring Hill Mine Disaster. And I wrote a poem for today that has escaped. I've been searching. That's why my hair looks like that. So I'll play this for the next time, maybe on the 19th. It's called The Usual Suspects. And if anybody's heard that pounding on the door, they know what I mean. So until then, I will entertain you with an old traditional song by Ewan McCall and Peggy Seeger. In the town of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, down in the dark of the Cumberland mine, there's blood on the coal, and the miners lie in the roads that never saw sun nor sky. The roads that never saw sun nor sky. In the town of Spring Hill, you don't sleep easy. Often the earth will tremble and roll. When the earth is restless, miners die. Bone and blood are the price of coal. Bone and blood are the price of coal. In the town of Spring Hill, you don't sleep easy. Often the earth will tremble and roll, rumble of the rock, and the sun still shines. But it's dark as the grave in the Cumberland mine, dark as the grave in the Cumberland mine. Down at the coalface, miners working, rattle of the belt, and the cutters bled. Rumble of rock, and the walls close round the living and the dead. 2 miles down, the living and the dead, 2 miles down. 12 men lay 12 men lay 2 miles from the pit shaft. 12 men lay in the dark and sang. In all their love, all their souls, never dreaming that this would the end in the coal. They would end in the coal. 3 days passed and the lamps gave out. Caleb rushed and he up and he sang. There's no more water or light or bread, so we'll live on songs and hope instead. We'll live on songs and hope instead. Listen for the shouts of the bare-faced miner. Listen for the souls of the rescue team. 600 miles of coal and slag. Hope imprisoned in a 6-foot seam. Hope imprisoned in a 6-foot seam. 8 days passed and some were rescued, leaving the dead to lie alone. Through all their lives they dug their grave, miles of earth for a marking stone. 2 miles of earth for a marking stone. In the town of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, down in the dark of the Cumberland mine, there's blood on the coal and the miners lie in the roads that never saw sun nor sky, the roads that never saw sun nor sky.
Bravo. Lydia Adams Davis. Let's give a round of applause.
What was the name of that one, Lydia?
It is called The Spring Hill Mine Disaster by Ewan McCall and Peggy Seeger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to bring on our next performer, Joshua Garcia. Joshua, great to see you. Hey, I just got to give Joshua a little
Can you hear
shout
me?
out. Yeah, I do hear you. Hey there. What's
Hi.
up? Joshua, well, I'll say a little something before. First, you can say something to Lydia, and then I'll say something about you.
Oh, Lydia, that was great. I can't wait till next week. You teased us.
Indeed. Joshua Garcia was the registration coordinator for the last 2 in-person gatherings we had in New York City. So where are you coming from today, Queens?
I'm actually in Manhattan at the moment. So not Queens, but New York City.
Great to see you. Great to have you here.
Yeah, great to be here.
Tell us about your song.
Yeah, I mean, some of you have heard it before. It's called Everything's Quiet and the People Are Tame. It's just about, the cycle of rage and complacency, I guess. I actually put a recording up on Bandcamp last week, so joshua.garcia.music.bandcamp, you'll find this recording there if you like the song. How do I sound volume-wise?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
pretty
how
good.
this works. Just trying. All right. Let's go for it. Well, Cardinal Pride swears that there's nothing wrong. One hand on the Bible, one hand on your son. So I will not be told that there's no one to blame. With what forgiveness, the ultimate price that they pay. But now everything's quiet and the people are tame. And Sheriff John Doe, he says to his son, well, they'll never know if they go one by one. So I will not be told that there's no one to blame, and I won't quit my fight till the cops get the same. But now everything's quiet and the people are tame. And Senator Ward, he sounds the alarm. He knows not what for, but he means you no harm. So I will not be told that there's no one to blame. I'm marching my protest, but I march just the same. And now everything's quiet and the people are tame. And all the men on the floor say I am your man, to fight for the poor and the good of this land. So I will not be told that there's no one to blame. good is a vote for the love of the game? And now everything's quiet and the people are tame. And President Scam, with his eyes on what's yours, says forget the horizon, look back to the shore. Look to old Uncle Sam and the greatness that's there, where I won't even have to pretend that I care, where I'll never be told that I'm someone to blame, and there always is somebody else I can frame, where everything's quiet and the people are tame. And now everything's quiet and the people are tame.
Bravo, Joshua Garcia. Let's give him a round of applause. Comments coming in here on the Zoom room. Here is the future. Joy to hear a great ballad, wonderful voice. Someone else said, Joshua has an old voice and a young man. Can't help but listen. Beautiful. Thank you, Joshua. Do you have any shows coming up? I think you told me something about one.
Yeah, Charlene, I actually wrote that with Phil Oaks in mind, so that works. I am playing tomorrow night for the live stream for the People's Voice Cafe, and then the Saturday after with Terry Kitchen and Kirsten Manville for the Somerville Songwriters. There was an event we had planned in person, so they're live streaming it instead.
All right.
So 2 opportunities the next 2 Saturdays.
Thank you very much. I want to bring on Guy Osborne here. Welcome to the stage, Guy.
Hey, everybody.
You get to say a word to Joshua.
Joshua, that was awesome. I love the sort of the steady driving rhythm of your picking, and then kind of floating above it is this specific yet universal story. Definitely had some Phil Oaks spirit in there. So I really, really enjoyed it. Good job. So I'm from East Tennessee, down here in Knoxville. Blue dot in a red sea. But
And Guy, can you hit that microphone again? Just okay. Do you want to get a little closer to it?
How's this?
A little better, yeah.
Do I need to crank it up a little bit?
Maybe just a tad, not much, but also just keeping it close is good. It was great at the sound check.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. Let's see, here we go. Oh yeah, it's kind of, so Mike, crank it up a little bit.
And Guy, I think this is your first PMN event in a while, at least in person. You've been to some in-person ones, but this is your first online one, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's been probably about 10 years or so. I attended the in-person events back then, several of them, and still keep in touch with 1 or 2 people that I met along the way.
Cool.
So it's a great group. Hope to be back.
Hey, if you have that finger on your volume control, someone else said you could put it up a little bit higher too. Now, did we lose you there with the internet connection?
Okay, now you were right. Was that okay? Yeah.
All right.
Say that again.
Well, I think it's working. I think we're really glad to have you and really keen to hear your song.
All right. Well, we'll give it a try. So this is a song that I do with a couple of a group that plays for rallies and marches and fundraisers, nuclear disarmament. And it's a good song probably to follow Joshua's, because it's, you know, we're not gonna be tame. We're gonna get some work done. And that's the name of the song. It's called There's Work to Be Done. And feel free to join in on the There's the Work to Be Done. The last tagline on the choruses. When we do it in person, it gets louder and louder over the course of the song. Everybody's up having a good time in good spirit. So there's work to be done. Get out the hammer, get out the hoe. Fire up the tractor, it's time to go. Let's join hands, raise the barn. Sing as we labor, start before dawn. Take on Wall Street, bankers to boot. Close the bomb plant, give people the loot. Don't get discouraged, ring the freedom bell. Pray for the dead, but fight like well. There'll be plenty of time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize perpetually. There's work to be done. Fight fracking, we need fresh water. Clear the air we breathe, we oughta save the rivers, mountains, and seas. Save the whole earth, family. Reduce, recycle, reuse, refuse. Buy fair trade, no GMO rouge. No sweatshops, wage slavery, no military industrial complex, please. There'll be plenty of time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize perpetually. There's work to be done. Get off your duff and write that letter. Carry a sign, pull the voting lever. Organize, speak the truth to power. Join the union, say we in our. Boycott the big box, buy local. Your voice may shake, you can still be vocal. Be an ally, people of color, and stand with our gay sisters and brothers. There'll be plenty of time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize perpetually. Everybody, there's work to be done. That's right. You might go to jail, lose a job or a friend. You might have to struggle to the end like King, Gandhi, and Rosa Parks. You'll live forever in the twinkling stars. So don't get discouraged, ring the freedom bell. Pray for the dead, but fight like well. There'll be plenty of time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize perpetually. There's work to be done. All right, everybody together. There's work to be done. There's work to be done. All right.
Bravo! Guy, Larry Osborne. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the song. And welcome back to PMN.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you. Well, I want to welcome our next performer, ELYAS Isaacs. Welcome, ELYAS. Go ahead and say a word to Guy. So let's see. I'm not getting the audio from you, and I don't see that you're muted, but I don't hear you right now. Try it again, ELYAS. Still not hearing you. Let's see. Does anybody else? No, I got my volume up. One more try. All right, ELYAS, I'm going to message with you back and forth a little bit, and we're going to bring you back at the end. We can work out the sound thing. But I'm going to move along to the next performer, who's Steve Siegelbaum. Steve, you get the honor of saying something to Guy.
And it is an honor because I can't think of a more important message at this moment in time than there's work to be done. And sung so both somewhat understated but forcefully at the same time, which, as I say, is really needed and which I appreciate. So speaking of these times, within the past month, I, like all of us, found myself in this this terribly uncertain time. And while I think of it, Ben, could you put up my lyrics if you got them?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. So in the midst of pandemic and this crazy election season, a flurry of images came to me. This is quite different from most of the songs that I've written. And honestly, I'm not even sure what all of the images mean. So all of you out there are free to interpret it as you will. I try in presenting these images to give a somewhat of a picture of what's going on, and somewhere in there, as I always try to do in my songs, a ray of hope. So the first thing that came to me was this this image of a door that can't be seen in the dark. And that's the line that ends each of the verses. So you can all jump in on that line, behind the door that can't be seen in the dark. Surprising how fast the sun has set before the gamblers could place a bet. Skies turning blacker than jet, and the archers keep missing their mark. Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark, furious figures freeze your bones. Everyone else is throwing stones. The banks even default on their loans. They've all been arranged by the shark. Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark, nothing is heard above the din. No one is asking where you've been. The sea is rising up to your chin, while passengers flee Noah's Ark. And behind the door that can't be seen in the dark, and who believes in the morning in a book of 1,000 pages? Who'll sing the songs of yesterday, now and for the ages? The river's a ribbon of glittering glass. The boat is entangled in weeds and grass. Who could have thought it would come to pass? The crew wants to disembark. Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark, time moves backward and upside down. The deuce of diamonds is wearing a crown. The jack who's garbed in a green wedding gown makes love on a bench in the park. Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark, who is so wise or pretends to be? To think it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Eyes are open, but can you see the minnows chasing the shark? Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark. And who believes in the morning, in a book of 1,000 pages? Who'll sing the songs of yesterday, now and for the ages? Again the sun begins to rise. We could be in for another surprise. Is it only an empty surprise, or the springtime song of a lark? Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark. Behind the door that can't be seen in the dark.
Bravo, Steve Siegelbaum. Let's give him a round of applause, friends. Thank you, Steve. All right. I want to bring up our next performer who has kind of a little bit of a similar name. His name is Len Seligman. Did I get that right, Len?
Yeah, Seligman. That's right. Yeah.
Little different.
Although, you know, people often will say Siegelman, so it's almost like Siegelbaum.
Okay.
But yeah, Seligman. Yeah. Well, just love that song, Steve. That was cool. I really like the imagery. And I liked that it wasn't exactly clear what it's about, but I had kind of my spin on it, which was, basically, hey, there's this door, and it's in the dark, and it's up to us to bring the light. So, yeah, I thought that was super cool. Nice song. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
are you a first-time PMN?
I am a first-timer. I have, I just learned that there was a thing called people's music.
How did you hear about it?
I was, so I released the song that I'm about to do as a single about a month and a half ago or something like that. And it's also the title track of an upcoming album that will be out in January. But so as I was kind of, so this song is really honoring John Lewis. And so actually, I'll tell you a little bit about the song, and that'll kind of lead into how I found out about this. So, the song I did right after Folk Alliance, driving back home to my home in Florida, from New Orleans. On my way, I made a pilgrimage to Jackson, Mississippi, and to Selma, Alabama, and in Selma, in particular, I spent a long time. I walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge where John Lewis nearly lost his life, beaten, within an inch of his life, fighting for the rights of all. And, John Lewis is just so inspiring to me. I've been reading his autobiography. Anyway, so given the theme of the song and the relevance to the election and whatnot, I wanted to, I just Googled, where there might be an audience for the song. And I think in that process of that Googling, I uncovered the People's Music Network. And I said, hey, these sound like my peeps.
And I thought Google was just for bad things. This is great. This is a good thing.
Yeah, no. It's not all bad.
I'm so glad you found us. Welcome.
So it's great. It's a privilege to be here. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Lee Jackson, back from Vietnam. In desperate times, he dared to hope. In Marion, Alabama, mid-1960s, a black man could not vote. There was a peaceful protest. The police attacked his grandpa and mom. Jimmy tried to defend them. The cops shot and killed him. He was unarmed. The people said, enough. We won't let Jimmy die in vain. They started a march to Montgomery, 50 miles on foot in his name. The marchers were gassed and beaten on national TV. Millions raised their voices, saying everyone should be free. It's our turn now, our turn now. They showed us how. It's our turn now. Come and join us, we will rise, we will vote and organize. They showed us how. It's our turn now. The marchers arrived in Montgomery, met by a jubilant crowd. 50,000 black and white, their voices clear and loud. They overcame despair. They bravely took a stand. And a law was passed protecting voting rights across the land. It's our turn now, our turn now. They showed us how. It's our turn now. Come and join us, we will rise, we will vote and organize. They showed us how. It's our turn now. Come and join us, we will rise, we will vote and organize. They showed us how. It's our turn now. Our turn now.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Len Seligman.
Thank you so much. It's our turn now. Do whatever you can to help out in Georgia right now. Right now.
Welcome to the People's Music Network, Len.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
So glad to have you. I want to bring on our next performer, David Tarlo. David.
Coming in from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
And as a longtime PM member and a friend of Steve Siegelbaum, I would like to welcome Len Seligman to his new home, because that was, and I love that line, they showed us how, it's our turn now. And as many of us are not youngsters in PMM, we need more youngsters, but we got to bring that. We got to pass that message on. It's the young ones' turn now, and they got to make change like we tried to, and like John Lewis, of course, did. So this, the old Eagles song, Lyin' Eyes, it was actually crying out to me for a while to rewrite. And I finally got around to it 2 weeks ago and sang it just before the election when I called it a short shelf life song. And then I said, well, then I renamed it before Lyin' Eyes before, because now here's Lyin' Eyes 2020 after. City boy, and he sure found out early how to open doors with money and with guile. A rich old man, he never had to worry. Thought he could do just what he wanted with that fake smile. But now he needs a new home, and it's lonely. And there's no more subterfuge he has to play. Let him cry into his phone and tweet on Stormly, 'cause we know those tweets will never go away. You couldn't hide your lying eye, and your smile was a thin disguise. Thought by now you'd realize there weren't no way to hide your lying eyes. On the other side of life, a world was waiting with the deepest hope we'd get back to the truth. We wake up to this dawn anticipating that this nightmare now is gone and none too soon. You couldn't hide your lying eye, and your smile was a thin disguise. Thought by now you'd realize there were no way to hide your lying eye. As we recover from this voting season, let us work to rid this world from tyranny. Renew ourselves to justice and to reason, in a world where all can live in harmony. You couldn't hide your lying eye, and your smile was a thin disguise. Thought by now you'd realize there were no way to hide your lying eyes. Ain't nothing funny about your lying eyes. At last we tore that hood right off your lying eyes.
David Tarlo, everybody. Let's give a round of applause. Oh, gosh, so many amazing songs today. Holy mackerel. Thank you. Thank you, David, for bringing out that new one. And maybe we can get Tony Harper here, new member from the United Kingdom. Step in, Tony Harper. And
that was... can you hear me, yeah? Okay.
Sure, hear you, yep.
Yeah, good. That was great, David. Thanks. As a fellow banjo player, I love the Pete Seeger riffing on the banjo. I mean that song was perfect for the Orange Boy. It's a pity he wasn't around in those. No, we don't need him around in those days. But it's a great song. Great song. I was singing along with it. Thanks. I'm gonna do a song. I wrote this. That I think one or two people have been singing songs that they wrote when Trump was inaugurated or thereabouts, 2016. I wrote this about this time, but this is about the refugee situation, particularly in Europe, and because of the English Channel, We get lots and lots of refugees trying to escape and try and get out Calais and come to Britain. They want to come to the UK. And we've had lots of tragedies. And there was one a couple of weeks ago of a whole family, I think, from Iran. The entire family drowned. And they haven't found the one little boy, but they've found everyone else. So this is for refugees everywhere. So. They didn't start the war, but it's crushing them to the ground. They get caught by razor wire every time they find land. And there's one way we can change it. We all know what it is. Just let 'em in. Roll up the wire and let 'em in. Break up the cages and let 'em in. They're rammed onto flimsy boats, and it's there they ride their luck. And if the waves don't get them, then it's locked inside the back of a truck. And there's one way we can change it. We all know what it is. Just let 'em in. Roll up the wire and let 'em in. Open up the borders, let 'em in. Well, profit knows no borders as it circulates the globe. But our brothers and our sisters, they get stopped on every road. And there's one way we can change it. We all know what it is. Just let 'em in. Tear up the fences and let 'em in. Stop pushing the boats back and let 'em in. Well, the bankers and their bosses, they don't bring freedom, only strife. But the workers of the world then stand united. We can forge a better life. And there's one way we can change it. We all know what it is. Let 'em in. Tear up the borders, let 'em in. Break up the cages and let 'em in. Roll up the wire and let 'em in.
Powerful. Thank you, Tony. Tony Harper from the UK. Let's give a round of applause. Bravo. Bravo. All right. I want to give a chance for some of the folks who are just struggling a little bit with the internet connection to see if we can get them back. So Patricia Shannon, can we get you back? I can display your lyrics, and the other thing that might help a little bit is if we I guess you'll have to turn you need to start the video as well. And then I can bring you on. Say a word to Tony. So we still cannot hear you actually through the microphone. So one of the things I do actually before each one of these, oh,
What about now? I'm on my
yeah,
computer.
Yeah.
oh,
I
good.
tried my microphone again to see if maybe it wasn't plugged in well, but I
You
don't know.
got it.
But this, I'm on my computer now. Yeah, thank you, Tony. I enjoyed your song.
Thank you.
So I'm going to try one other trick, Patricia. Go ahead and stop your video, and we won't see you, but we'll be able to hear you. You just press the stop video button and see if that helps a little bit. Thanks again, Tony, for coming on. Powerful song. Let him in.
Thanks
Thank you so much.
for all the comments and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Let's see what. Yes. Lots of comments in the Zoom chat today. That's one thing we haven't figured out how to do, is how to combine all the comments between Facebook Live, YouTube, and Zoom. We'll figure that out someday. Thanks again, Tony. All right. So Patricia, let's see, where is Patricia Shannon? Okay. Well, okay. When we have technical issues, what we need to do is work on them as technical issues. One thing I do all the time, actually, before these swaps, is I lead a little technical orientation, and it gets a little geeky, but we get a little specific about like all the different pieces of audio, visual, and creative expression through this format, which is like new to a lot of us. I know it's certainly new to me since the pandemic. It's when I started really learning about this stuff. So each time you register for a PMN event, you get a little invitation to join one of the Zoom swaps. Takes a little time, but the technical orientations, but it's skills, and that's what part of what we're doing here is developing those skills. So I'm gonna also so I think, Patricia, we're gonna need to get you next week. And ELYAS, are you there? Are you able to unmute right now? I want to give one more try to see if we can get your audio working there. And thanks everybody for hanging with the spontaneity of this whole situation. Okay, so I see you. I see that you're unmuted, and I'm just not able to hear you right now. So you know what we're going to do? She's going to try one other thing.
One other thing.
There, I hear you.
Okay, good. I thought that might do it. Sometimes that overrides. And you may have to do this without video.
Oh, no, we see you fine. It's good.
No, it's just that it can't. The thing will slide down if it's not in the case, and I thought it had the case, and then change your things around so you could hear the sound that came out of the case. I'll see if I can prop it up. Can you see me now? Because I can't see the screen image of myself because is the camera working? Can you see me?
Yeah, it's working. It
may not stay up. Well, you can hear me whether there's camera, you can see me or not.
We see you.
Really don't have to see me.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see me? Because I can't see it.
Except I see you. You could just trust that we see you. And
that's okay. Just a couple seconds about the song. I've had such a day. I was looking for some music. Some women had asked me to get some things going for women instrumentalists. I'm here on beautiful Staten Island on a damp, drizzly day in New York City. And I said, all right. She's retired emeritus science professor from City University of New York and a music historian. So she said, well, have you ever heard of the Coon Creek Girls? I said, no. She said, it doesn't surprise me. They've done a song you can probably find on YouTube called Little Red Rocking Chair. So I did, and that's the song I will be singing tonight. However, the words, it's right out of Backwoods Appalachia. It sounds good. I hope I can do a good interpretation tonight. Not too much more on that, because I don't have plenty of time for the song, but so the words didn't make much sense. They're kind of disjointed, not all together, didn't really tell a cohesive story. So I looked it up. It goes back to the Middle Ages, to the Loch Rock Royale and Kill Gregory. Scottish songs, mixolydian mode and modal tonalities from them, went through madrigals and motets of the Middle Age, the Renaissance era, and has been handed down to Appalachia, where the Coon Curly were in Rendro Valley. So anyway, I added on some lyrics and adjusted some of the ones that were there. And in fact, I was finishing it as the beginning of the evening was going on with our song swap. So I'm hoping for the best. I can get through it without too many errors, and we'll see how it goes. It's a very nice song. It has a good message. A little red rocking chair, also known as red juice, red apple juice, but most of the time that. So I shall try for this evening and see how we go. And got no use for that little red rocking chair. No sugar, honey, baby, yeah. Who rock that cradle? Who'll sing my song? Who'll rock that cradle when I'm gone? Where is my baby? Where is my song? Where is my baby now that you're gone? Where did you go to? I'm lost and forlorn. I'm here silent, I ain't got no song. Where is the sunshine? Where is the dawn? I ain't seen my baby, I'm so forlorn. Don't get no crying, no sunrise dawn. Ain't got so happy, yeah, so long. I'll rock my baby cradle, I'll sing my song. Hear baby crying, been far too long. Baby is a crying way too long. You say you're coming home to me. Baby's awaiting you home. When are you coming? Oh, coming home to me. Ain't got no use for the little red rocking chair. No sugar, honey, baby. Sun in the morning, moon dark of the night. I ain't got no baby, I ain't got no line. I ain't got no home, ain't got no baby. Where I give me your money, give me your home. We got our baby, we got a baby. We've got our home.
Bravo, Elias Isaacs. Thank you so much.
I got
You did, yes, no doubt about it. Hey, well, I want to bring back our first performers to complete the circle here, Michael and Nell. Nell, I see you there.
Hey.
Say a word
No,
to our
well,
final
I'm-
performer of the evening.
Well, I'm really glad to hear her talk about the Coon Creek Girls, because you know I play fiddle, and I know a lot of old time music, and I've been aware of them for a long time. They were one of the early all female bands, and I just want to let you know a little bit about my history. I was a member of the Buffalo Gals, which was an all female band. I moved to Nashville back in the day to perform with them. So, you know, it's continuing along the tradition of having more women, more women in what is traditionally, especially bluegrass, it's been pretty much male-dominated music, but not anymore, not anymore. We got great women coming up in the music today. So,
Yep.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Good to hear that old-timey banjo, too.
Yep, I love it.
I'm a neophyte on the banjo, so thank you for the compliments. I guess my problem is I hear, of course, flat and Scruggs, and think, well, you should be able to do that, thinking, well, you can't do it. And I haven't got the best banjo. I guess it belonged to somebody who's quite a good banjo player, but everybody starts out on a beginner's banjo, and I guess whoever it was who turned into a very good banjoist, well known, I won't mention it. But
I miss my bluegrass jams. I usually go out to a bluegrass jam every week, and it hasn't happened for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Gives me a chance just to sit there and just play fiddle for hours, you know.
Oh gosh, you're in Nashville. There aren't so many here.
We're in Nashville, yeah. Yep, we are in Nashville. We're incredible musicians here.
Well, thank you all so much for being here, for being part of this collaboration. We do these collaborations on a weekly basis. This kind of like the public facing event of People's Music Network, where members get together and share this music. And we are also looking at some future events that we're going to organize that might be a little more like get to know you kind of events. We got something called we started calling, I don't know if we're going to keep this name or we're going to change the name, but I'll tell you what we've been calling them is schmooze rooms, where members get to know each other, because there's so many things to talk about, including music, but also politics and all these things. You know, kind of like the whole society right now is sort of like dealing with this isolation thing. So how do we bring meaning to that, to these kinds of collective spaces, insofar as we can take these highly isolating technologies like social media and make them something that connects people and develops community and the things that people really care about. So anyway, thank you all for participating with this. The way I like to do this is I end the live stream here and say goodbye to everybody joining us by YouTube and Facebook. And then for those who are on Zoom, you're invited to hang out a little bit longer. And like I said, our next event is coming up on November 19th. And that is available at the People's Music Network website, which I'm going to show. And this is what it looks like, peoplesmusic.org. And if you just go to events, you can press online events. That tells you our swap guidelines and so forth. But you can also see PMN upcoming events here, and it says November 19th. So hopefully y'all can be there. You know, I got to say one last thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody who registered that we didn't actually have enough time to include tonight because there was a long wait list, like 6 different performers. Thank you all for registering. Keep registering. We like to have repeat people, but we also prioritize the first timers and people who we haven't heard from in a few weeks. So, okay, thanks everybody. I will end now.